attacher, GPS, main colour. Ooh, we can have a black one, which is free, a grey one, a light grey one, or a silver one. I think I'm going to go with a white one. It'll show the dirt better. And we will 2, 3, 4, 5. That's our new license plate. Front and back. Yeah, okay. So, so we buy that. And we'll go round and we'll check out that nice new tractor that's going to show off the dirt nicely. So this is at 54%. I guess we should start the engine. And I'll grab that weight and stick it back on the front because I think, at least in Farm Sim 22, there is no downside to having a weight on the front of the tractor if you're not running other equipment on it. Obviously, if I wanted to run a set of mowers on this, I would have to take the weight off. I don't want to repaint it. Oh, okay. I want to repair that. So that's the cost to repair. But I could now go here and say, oh, you can have LED lights or standard. That's it. Okay. I could put the warning signs on the back, and that doesn't actually add anything to the price. Could put GPS on it. That's going to cost me 15,000, but it's not going to change the cost to repair it anymore. If I'd added it before we bought it, that would have been added. I'm not going to have GPS on it right away. So that tractor is now a lot more capable than the old New Holland that we had. So if anything, I can buy some bigger equipment for the. I can buy some bigger equipment for the farm in a mid-range sort of thing. I would still like another big tractor, because the only one we've got is the Magnum. The Gazarian we have is 375 horsepower, and we've got at least 2 pieces of equipment that need way more. So when we come to replacing the Massey Ferguson, because that's 225, that's now my smallest tractor. If I want a bigger one, this is 258. I'll probably want something in the 280 range to get going. So, nice white Lamborghini power. Yes. Yes. It's time to do Jeremy Clarkson impressions. Yes, I need to get sheeps, piggies, and grow mushrooms. Okay, so that's done. We've got a full tank of gas, so that's diesel, so that's good. Let's stick this in here. I suppose we should have a look at what we bought. Take a look inside it. Wow, we lost 1% of damage just driving from the store. Okay, so what does this look like inside? Oh, speedometer's in the middle. That's nice. And buzzards and stuff. We've got all the buttons and all the switches. And a monitor on the stalk. Ooh, what's that? Oh, light switch. Yay. Turn all the lights on. Cool. Oh, more switches back there. I mean, I'm not really into the light tan interiors much, but I think my Saab has a light tan interior. I didn't get much of a choice on that because it was end of range. But yeah, smart tractor, very clean, very shiny. No, it's not. Okay, so I guess what haven't we done? We bought the truck back, we bought all of the things back. I think we can sleep until 6 o'clock in the morning. Let it rain all afternoon, because rain. And it's morning time. Oh, it's getting dark, because September. Week 2 September. Okay, let's check the weather for the day. Cloudy, with sunshine from 9 o'clock and rain from 4. So I'm not seeing any bad things happening today. So, I do believe I put the field rollers on that, so that's good. I should put lights on. There we go. Should we put more lights on? Oh yeah, all the lights. Let's pretend we're a Christmas tree. I think I could probably use GPS on this tractor sometime fairly soon, but I think for now we'll turn the engine off, we'll turn the lights off, and we'll wait for daytime sunlight so I can actually see what I'm doing. So we got up to here. This morning there's a big shovel for a... What is that for? Dunno. Oh, it's a telehandler, a wheel loader, teleloader. Oh, teleloader, yeah, okay. We have capacity of big, huge, massive, giant. Okay. Anyway, the shovel, don't need a shovel. We've got a Typhoon. Oh, we got the little old Massey Ferguson skid steer. I had one of those on Maypole. So much fun. Folding header. Oh, Fed Vario 17. 1000. That's a nice tractor. And has easily the horsepower I'm looking for as a second big tractor. Fortunately, I don't think you can have tracks on it. Have lots of wheels on it though. Anyway, that's probably a hoe. Yes, that's a bucket, and that's a log forwarder. Well, okay, no big deal there. So there's nothing new here. Spin up time and get the sun up. And I'll call that good enough. So back to ×3. We will turn the engine on, unfold that. And that does change the texture, so we'll be able to see where we've been. I think this is the device I put the wide tyres on, because I think I knew that don't upgrade the tractor when you purchase, because it'll cost you more to repair. And 61 hours. We've repaired this tractor probably 4 or 5 times, so we are now saving money on our upgrades. And then I added the Azaria Pro window mounted sensors, crop sensors, and the narrow tyres so we could do spraying work. But then when I got the self-propelled sprayer, it's like, oh, I can use this for field work. I kind of saved it for not field work, so I didn't put too many hours on it because it's quite expensive to repair. The New Holland was very, very cheap because it's an older vehicle, so the initial purchase price is significantly lower. So it's more efficient to repair an old small tractor that has no mod cons than it is to repair an advanced tractor that has all the stuff, all the toys. So I avoided using this for field work initially, but we then got to the point where, well, I'm not using it for anything anymore because self-propelled sprayers doing all the spraying work, which is what I use this for 100% of the time. So put normal fieldwork tyres on it and add some hours to it as the next solution. But obviously the smaller fieldwork tractors I want to try and keep cheap, because the whole point in having them is to do work like this. I don't need GPS to do this. I can just drive around the field, make sure I'm filling in all the holes, and it doesn't cost me as much as an all singing, all dancing tracked Magnum, which we have, which would cost me possibly 2 times the amount to repair. But you see here, we're going up a hill. We are. If I had normal tyres at this point, I would probably be slipping quite badly. So that's why we have. And we were actually having traction issues there. But I've got a front weight on, so that's giving me pressure on the front wheels, which is providing me added traction there. I could put wheel weights on the back, but that's going to cost me. Or I could put twins on the back. That's going to cost me. Or I could just wait till I can afford a 280 horsepower tractor, in which case I won't have trouble going up the hill, no matter what tyres it's got on the back, because it's heavier. That's the big tell. It's not so much. Adding horsepower to this tractor is going to enable it to operate equipment with higher demands. It may not get you up the hill. Buying a bigger tractor with more horsepower may help you get up the hill, because what you're doing is you're adding weight, which you would supplant this tractor's weights with the front weight and wheel weights to increase the pressure on the tyres. So heavier tractor, or adding weight to your existing tractor. Roller doesn't have any significant power requirements. It doesn't have a PTO, so there's nothing there for the tractor to turn and run pumps and all the rest of it that things like your seeders need. Anyway, so we're going to, I guess I'm going to finish rolling this field. But there is then nothing left for us to do until there are sprouts on the field that can be sprayed with fertiliser, and that won't be till next month. Let's put cruise control, yes. Was that me? Indeed it was. Oh, CBS has meds to pick up. That's it. I'm not planning to go out today. I am planning to miss a whole part of my field there. I think the road is wide enough for that, so we're good. Hey, I could just drive a straight line down there. That works. And then fill in the gaps. Because that too works. So, okay, we've planted our cereal crop for next year, so that's done. I have spring crops to plant. I've got one to plant on the east side of the farm, where we had canola last year, where all the beehives are. And then I've got that big field up at the top there, which, as I said, I'm probably going to end up splitting that and then doing sunflowers for oil and corn for maize silage, or maize for maize silage. Different word, same crop. Actually, possibly not the same crop. There's lots of types of corn. Some are strictly animal feed, some are people feed. I do know one farmer who, when he does plant corn, he tends to plant people corn, because while he harvests it, I know in the past he's harvested it for silage, but he will usually use it as animal feed, because he's really a beef cattle farmer. He does arable farming to supplement the farm income and provide food for the cows. So he does barley, but the cows get the barley. He does corn occasionally, and the animals get the corn. He does beans to replenish the soil, and he sells the beans. But his figuring is, I can plant corn, and if it's people corn, I can just go out there and, if the kids want corn for supper, we'll go out to the field and pick a couple of cobs and we'll have that for supper. So, if it was animal feed, if it was purely animal feed corn, then it's like, we can go and pick the corn, but really it's not going to taste that great. He also does sorghum, but he doesn't do sorghum grain, he does sorghum as grass. So I'm guessing there's different breeds of sorghum that results in different yield. So much to learn if you want to learn about farming. And I only started when I got interested in Farming Simulator 17. And typically, one of my learning things is, okay, I'm going to play a map in the western regions of France. I wonder what they grow there. So that's really where most of my study is. When I played Lawfolds, it was like, what do they grow in Scotland? What animals do they have in Scotland? So it was really a learning, if I want to make this sort of more realistic, what should I be growing? Now, if you're in Scotland, you should be growing barley, because alcohol. And oats, because porridge. and some wheat, but typically not corn. However, I think it was back in 2018, I learnt that a couple of Scottish farms were doing growing maize purely for animal feed as a trial to see if you could actually grow maize in Scotland. So it wasn't a, a couple of farms, we'll test it out, we'll see if it's viable as a crop, was what they were doing. So I decided, playing Farming Simulator 17, Norfolds is one of those trial farms, and I am going to grow corn on my farm so I can have pigs. But and really I want to have pigs so I can do all of the achievements. So that's where that came in. And then once I decided on I need to do pigs to do the last achievement, I need to grow corn to feed the pigs. Now you can feed them sorghum, I think, so it's not such a big deal. But yeah, I need to grow corn. How am I going to do that? Well, there's a couple of farms in Scotland that are growing corn, so I'm going to be one of those farms. And I didn't sell the corn at all. All of the corn, a couple of small fields, all of the corn went into the pig enclosure. None of it went off to store for sale. Because in Scotland, they don't grow corn for sale. They probably sold it for for animal feed, but since I had animals that eat it, I grew it for my own farm. And now that we've got peas and green beans and spinach coming in, there's a lot more crops available. You can actually look up, the region that this farm is based in. Typically, what crops do they grow? And a lot of information they'll tell you. Well, they grow wheat and barley, but 70% of their cereal crops are wheat. And of their other arable crops, maybe they grow 80% of the rest is potatoes. And up until now, the only beans we've had are soybeans. So it's sort of like, well, they grow beans in this area, but they're not, strictly speaking, soybeans. But now we've got green beans. We could actually, we're not likely to see Norfolds ever come back, but if it ever came back for Farm Sim 25, hey, beans is now a thing. I could grow some beans. I think Daggerwing cheated and he planted soybeans and called them field beans, because that's typically what they grow in England. Or it could be an American farm. I could do corn and soybeans, like Millennial Farm. And if you're in the Midwest, it's usually corn and soybeans. If you're doing Idaho, obviously potatoes is quite a significant crop there. But I use location to, one, teach me, but it kind of restricts me on, I'm not going to grow this crop because it's just not grown here. So, I'm in England. Guess what? Sugarcane, not a crop we grow. but we do grow sugar beets around. And if you're East Anglia, then sugar beets is a crop. Sugar beets, carrots, cereals, canola. So, and then it also tells you animals. So if you're in the West Country, I think a lot of the time it's sheep. If you're in Wales, it's sheep. If you're in Middle England, you're probably looking at cattle. East Anglia, you'll find cattle as well. And sheep, because the fens are really good places to raise your sheep on. They're sort of wetlands that really aren't much use for arable farming. But you can grow scrub there, and the sheep will quite happily munch on that. Yes, we're nearly done here.